Cheers, guys. Hmm, that's some good water. Uh, New knife, and it's chilling in some water. You probably wouldn't want to do that with your Spyderco paramilitary with D2 steel, or even VG10 for that matter, or S30V, or anything really. I can't think of any knife that you'd want to submerge into water. It's okay to do it with this one. You guys already read the title. You know that this is the Spyderco H1, and you probably know a little bit about it already, if not a lot. Um, I'm here to just give you my 2 cents on this. So, yeah, like I said, that's pretty cool. No anxiety whatsoever sticking this blade in water. I'm not rushing to wipe this off, you know, and blowing my hot breath on it and rubbing it on my jacket or whatnot. And that's because this is the Spyderco Salt 1, and it has the H1 steel, which is rust proof. As you can see, it's very similar to the Delica, and that is what they designed this knife after. I'm just gonna go ahead and spit out all the specs here for you guys. Close length, you got exactly 4 inches. Open, you have exactly 7 inches. Blade length, you have exactly 3 inches. The cutting edge on this is 2 and 11/16 inches. Blade thickness on this is 3/32 of an inch. And as you already know, the blade steel on this is H1, and the handle material here is FRN, and you have an amazing 2 ounces. You have just about a Delica sized knife, and it's only 2 ounces. This thing is feather weight, super light. Don't need to live near water or use it with water to carry this as an EDC. It works just as well as just any of your regular knives, just with the added bonus of having a waterproof blade. It's rust proof. And just get out of the way, the clip, and as you can see here, this is pin construction. The pins, and also as you can also see here, it's a lockback. The lockback bar are all treated so that they are also pretty much waterproof. So you don't have to worry about the lockback here or the pins or the clip being damaged or rusted by water either, although it's not H1. It describes that there on the Spyderco website. Getting to the blade here, as you can see, there's a 14mm round hole here, which is very large for gloves, or if you have wet hands, it's more slippery, so it's just a bigger hole for more purchase. Top of the blade here, you can see there's some really nice rough jimping there, and it's a pretty steep thumb ramp. Hold your thumb in. Blade here, you can kind of see, is a hollow grind. And as you see on here on the tip is blunted just because use around water, it's more practical to have a blunt tip. That way, if you slip and drop it or whatever, you're not going to snap the tip off. And most for your cutting tasks, you're going to be cutting and sawing, whether it be rope or net, or, maybe popping a fish open or something, or some fishing line. So more practical. You got your Spyderco H1 here, and Seki City, Japan on the other side, on the flip side. The FRN is yellow, as you see. It also comes in black. This is actually volcano grip. I have said in my previous videos on the Endura and the Delica that the FRN on those was volcano grip, but it's actually not. It's actually bi-directional grip on the Delica and the Endura 4. And as you can see there, they're raised and kind of like angled in on both sides, going different directions there. That's the bi-directional grip. It's the flat, porous grip that is actually the original volcano grip. So that is what volcano grip actually is. So you can see here it says clip it. Maybe you can't read it because of the yellow on my camera. It says clip it, Salt 1 there, molded on the FRN. You got your Boyd dent on the lock back there. So you can see it's nice, very thin. All pin construction. Your pivot pin screw there, and the one pin here, and then just sealed all the way around the butt of the knife there. It's got like a pipe clip doodad here that fits into the molding, and that you throw a paracord through there, make a lanyard or whatever, and you got a longer clip than what you see on your Delica. Compare that real quick, and it's wider as well, and it's got a much thicker, longer press for like against your pants there. Since if you're in wet conditions, I guess it's better to have more of the knife connected, stuck to you or whatever. So difference of a clip there, and you got your little spider inside on that, shiny. Um, Overall, it's a really good EDC blade. I live in Southern California. I am a scuba diver. It has been a while since I've been in the water just because of school and work. I don't have the time like I used to do recreational diving. But I did go to the beach a lot, and I still do go every now and then. And last time I went to the beach, I brought my Tenacious, which ended up getting quite a bit of rust on the blade from using it at the beach. And so I thought, I should pick up a Spyderco just for the case when I'm at the beach, anywhere near water or somewhere humid or whatever, anywhere where water may be an issue for my blades. So I decided to pick up the Salt 1 just because it's your most practical EDC size, which is the Delica for me at least. And it just, it fits just like the Delica. It is a bit shorter all around. So you can see here the blade is a little bit shorter due to that blunt tip, and the handles as well are a little bit shorter on there. As you can see, the Delica there is a little bit pointier, where this one's like blunted off. So both sides are blunt right there. And so it's pretty much your Delica, but waterproof. And that bright yellow is nice because, if you're at the beach or if you scuba dive, if you drop a knife in the water, anything black or whatever on your scuba gear or whatever, you're not going to find it as soon as it hits the bottom with all the rocks and kelp and stuff. Like, it's just impossible. But if you got something bright yellow, if you're on the boat and it drops, and it's going to be easy to see and spot and grab right away. So I think it's a very practical blade, especially for you who fit. It's not just scuba diving. It's if you're fishing or you're just taking a stroll on the beach or whatever. It's just for those conditions. And H1 steel is actually not heat treated, so that's how they get it to be, I guess, waterproof. They use like, I think it's 1% nitrogen, which in the blade, and according to the Spyderco website, the nitrogen in there acts like carbon in the steel, and apparently it does not react to chlorine, which makes rust. So I'm no chemist, and if you're not a chemist, you probably didn't understand what I just said. But basically, this is not a treated knife. The steel is pretty much stamped out and slammed together, and it's not heat treated in any way. And but this particular H1 steel, which is made overseas, Seki City, obviously, they were able to make it so that it actually can maintain, a more than decent edge that actually is up there with, VG10 actually, or any other of your steels on the knife market. Definitely better than your cheaper steels like Oss and whatever, and not quite as good as I would say S30V, but more than good, especially for what you get, for the turnaround point of just the fact that you don't have to worry about rust. So that is just my little clips on my impressions on the Salt 1, and I think it's just good, to have a knife that you can take to the beach and without having to worry about getting it to rust or whatever. I wouldn't want to bring my paramilitary to the beach. I wouldn't want to bring, I mean, I guess if you have a cheaper knife like a regular Delica, you'd be like, oh, whatever, it's a cheaper knife. But, if you have the opportunity to just bring a knife that you just don't have to worry about, the Salt 1's the way to go. They also have the Pacific Salt and the Aqua Salt as well in the H1 steels. There's quite a few, so you can check them out. But this would be my ideal EDC for the beach or scuba diving. Anyways, guys, that is the Salt 1, and like I said, cheers.